Hello guys, welcome to our new movie recap channel. I've got a surprise for you waiting at the end of this video, so make sure you watch till the end. On this planet, the big burly guys might not be the scariest thing, but the woman in this story is someone you absolutely shouldn't mess with. The main character, Hao, is a sweet guy with a weird hobby. Every day he hits up the underground fighting ring, quietly drags out all kinds of tough guy fighters, and beats them up mercilessly. Criminals are so terrified of him that they turn green just at the thought of his presence. Yet some big shot boss and his crew dared to jump him and even hook up with his fiancée in broad daylight. His journey of hard training to get revenge. Hao is introduced as a former martial arts prodigy, once the best on the National Olympic team, but life's misfortunes have forced him into street performances to earn a living. He catches the eye of Kao, a businessman running an illegal black market fight club, who instantly recognizes Hao's phenomenal skill. Kao and his goons approach Hao, offering him 20,000 yuan to fight one match in the underground ring. Win or lose, saying it's enough to buy a car. Hao immediately turns them down, claiming he doesn't know how to fight, which frustrates the gangsters, who insult him before leaving. A woman named Mei witnesses this and quickly chases after Kao. She makes a deal to bring Hao onto his team for a 20% commission on the purse from every match, immediately planning to use a seductive scheme to manipulate Hao. While Hao is practicing kung fu on his rooftop, the beautiful Mei comes by with expensive fruit, pretending to be sympathetic and trying to flirt. After an interruption from a neighbor yelling at Hao to stop the noise, Mei gets him to talk about his personal life. He admits he's never had a relationship, and she flirts back, suggesting they go out to dinner using a free voucher she has. Hao immediately agrees. On their date the next day, Mei suggests he should fight in the black market to earn money, saying she would do it in his position. Hao says it's illegal, but she counters that having money is necessary to have influence, and even for starting a family. He understands, but pretends not to. When they finish eating, the waiter informs them the discount voucher is expired, and since Mei didn't bring any money, she tries to argue about it. To avoid a scene, Hao uses the only 300 yuan he had saved to pay the bill. As they leave, Hao tells a sulking Mei that he paid because he felt it was his duty as a man to prevent her from being looked down on. She aggressively replies that poor people will be walked over, pushing him to drop his pride and come see the black market arena with her. Under immense pressure, Hao agrees. Meanwhile, Kao's henchman, Go, is guarding the door and asks a friend for money to buy a cigarette, but since he's broke, he performs a magic trick, breaking a pencil with his fingers, claiming girls love it. Kao arrives and questions his sanity. Hao and Mei arrive by taxi, and Go quickly alerts the manager, who rushes to greet them and take them inside the underground world. Hao observes the brutal, no-rules fighting, where the goal is to seriously injure or kill the opponent. Kao repeats his offer of 20,000 yuan, and with Mei's encouragement, Hao agrees. His first opponent attempts to feel him out like a movie star, but Hao is decisive, blocking a blow, landing a high kick to the face, and then a spinning sweep kick to knock the fighter out in under 10 seconds. Everyone is stunned by his incredible skill. The manager pays him immediately and offers him another match for the next night, which Hao accepts, lured by the money. Outside, Go shows off his deep kung fu skills by crushing a pebble, but his two gangster friends don't believe him and search him. The manager gives Hao and Mei a room which looks like a pigsty and instructs Go to clean it up. Seeing Go always eating instant noodles alone, Hao invites him and Mei out for a morale-boosting meal. At the restaurant, Mei sees her friend Lin and her new acquaintances. Lin's trashy boyfriend is heard discussing sending Lin to work in the red light district to earn money for drugs, which shocks everyone. Mei follows Lin out, demanding to know why she is dating such a worthless person, and advising her not to become a prostitute, but instead to find a rich, older man for a better life. Lin's boyfriend overhears this and tries to threaten Mei, but Hao suddenly appears and breaks the guy's arm. The boyfriend's henchman rushes forward, but Hao, wanting to avoid trouble, lets the jerk go and leaves. On the way back, Lin's boyfriend and his crew jump Hao, Mei, and Go for revenge. Hao defends Mei while savagely beating the attackers, easily taking out 3 guys at once. Go also shows off his serious martial arts skills. As Hao chases one guy, Lin's boyfriend rushes him, but Hao locks his arm, allowing Mei to practice her kicks, and then slams his face into the wall. The trio quickly escapes while the gang waits for an ambulance. Hao realizes Go is a skilled fighter, and Go modestly replies that he just fights wildly, though Hao suspects he is a supreme kung fu master. The next night, Long, the son of a notorious real estate mogul, appears just before Hao's second fight. Long bets 100,000 yuan on Hao to win, and 200,000 for a knockout, forcing Kao to agree. Hao's opponent is tougher, repeatedly attacking with knees and headbutts. Hao counters a knee attack by grabbing the guy's pants and slamming him to the floor. And when the stubborn opponent tries to get up twice, Hao finishes him off with a powerful barrage of knee strikes. Long wins the bet and, recognizing Hao's potential, proposes a partnership, offering Cao 20% profit to let Hao fight for him, as he can bring in massive bettors. Cao immediately agrees to partner with the mogul's son. Long moves the arena to a luxurious restaurant, which is unexpectedly crashed by a notorious city gang led by Wang, the second most ruthless man in the underworld. Long's assistant passes out guns to his crew in preparation for a conflict. Wang challenges Long for opening an arena on his turf, but Long tells him he's not scared. The first fight begins with Hao against a fighter called Longhair, who attacks immediately. Longhair slams Hao, but Hao breaks free, kicks him down, and later wins with his signature fast, concealed kick. Wang mocks the fight, suggesting Hao fight one of his men for a 2 million yuan bet, which Long accepts. Hao agrees to the fight for a 100,000 reward, encouraged by his girlfriend. The huge backpacker opponent tries to play dirty before the match, leading Hao to immediately slap him. The huge opponent tries to use his size to crush Hao, but Hao is too fast, exploiting openings. Hao lands a perfect kick to the face, but the opponent surprises him by grabbing his leg and throwing him. Hao is choked against the wall but breaks free and launches a ferocious counterattack, using a painful joint manipulation technique on the guy's ear and repeatedly kicking his shins until he collapses. Long gloats over Wang's loss. Wang, furious, proposes a 3-on-3 deathmatch under brutal no-rules fighting for a 10 million bet, which Long accepts. Hao receives 120,000 yuan and is scheduled for a fight worth 200,000 for the winner the next night. The money has forced Hao to abandon his initial reservations. The next day at the pier, Wang boasts that 90% of the audience is betting on his side. The 3-on-3 death match begins. Hao's first fighter, Longhair, is quickly and brutally defeated by the big backpacker guy. The second fighter rushes in, is choked, but bites the opponent to break free, only to be kneed in the stomach and taken out with a devastating kick to the groin. Only Hao remains. The backpacker oils his body to reduce friction, making Hao's attacks slide off. Hao figures out the strategy and targets the guy's legs, delivering a fast, concealed kick to the face, twisting the guy's arm to win the first round. The second opponent plays dirty, using shoes with nails and gloves with claws, severely cutting Hao's chest. Hao manages to throw the guy down to slow the pace, but the opponent quickly pins Hao down and attacks him ferociously. Hao uses all his strength to flip the guy and use the opponent's own weapons against him. The third opponent, a fast karate fighter, attacks Hao's chest. Hao, enraged, focuses on his superior leg power and challenges the opponent to a kicking duel. Hao, in maximum rage, launches an unstoppable lightning-fast attack. He finishes the opponent with a spinning kick combination to the throat, a kick to the chest, and finally a powerful knee strike combo, winning the fight. Hao is not happy about the brutality the money forced him into. Nevertheless, he wins an extra $600,000 for defeating 3 opponents and gets attention from Mei, as Mei unexpectedly kisses Hao, a new experience for the martial artist. Long's assistant reports that Wang has bribed the K1 champion, the fighter known for his savage fighting style, and bet $20 million on the fight, which could bankrupt Long if they lose. Long insists they must win, offering Hao a 2 million yuan reward. Hao agrees, but asks for an extra 100,000 yuan to hire a trainer, which Long immediately approves. That night, Hao, Mei, and Go have a big meal. Go identifies a weakness in Hao's fighting and begins training him. Go challenges him to practice his forms, but when Go places a teacup on Hao's stomach, Hao refuses to kick, and Go reminds him that showing mercy to an enemy is cruel to oneself. The next day, Hao asks Go to be his trainer, offering him the 100,000 yuan, which makes Go ecstatic. Greedy, Mei demands a cut of Go's money and joins the training, but she's bad at it, almost hitting Hao in the groin and repeatedly hitting Go, who eventually tells her to sit still while they train. Hao and Go spar, revealing Go's incredible skill and that he is deliberately staying out of the fighting world. Go warns Hao never to hold back against an enemy. The next fight takes place at a luxurious hotel. Mei is shocked to see her friend Lin with a rich man over 70, and she is clearly unhappy about it. Lin tearfully explains that the millionaire promised to take care of her for life, and Mei tells her to hold on to the secure life she's found. Lin gets closer, and they hug, revealing they are a lesbian couple. Lin confesses she had a crush on Mei for a long time, but life separated them. The fight begins, and the Mad Dog immediately uses dangerous moves, quickly taking Hao down with a choke. The K1 champion attacks like a storm, proving to be a tough opponent. Mei and Long are terrified. Hao and the Mad Dog appear evenly matched. Hao tries to choke the Mad Dog back, but it fails, and the Mad Dog breaks free and kicks Hao onto a sofa. He charges again, grabs Hao's leg, and slams him into a concrete pillar. Hao, refusing to lose in front of his girlfriend, exploits an opening, lands a powerful punch to the forehead, and delivers a kick to the head. Hao then breaks the guy's foot. The Mad Dog can't fight back, and Hao stops and wins. The opponent is permanently crippled, so Wang executes him to prevent him from being a burden. Hao gives Go the 100,000 yuan and a bonus designer shirt, which Go immediately wants to sell for cash. Hao asks if he's saving up to get married, and Go explains that he wants to save money to open a small store for his mother, who struggled after his father died, assuring Hao he is the best brother in the world. The two now consider each other brothers. Hao's fame continues to grow. Long's goons capture a thief named Mao, who stole their cocaine and agreed to fight. Cao tells Long that 20 million yuan has been bet on Hao. Cao then tells Hao he must lose the fight, since everyone bet on him to win, offering him 1 million yuan to agree. Hao initially refuses to fake a loss and tries to leave, but Cao stops him by revealing he has kidnapped Mei. Hao, worried about his girlfriend, agrees to the fight. The fight begins with a packed audience. Mao tries to figure out Hao's style, but Hao is annoyed that he has to lose. Mao attacks but can't land a single blow. Suddenly, Mei appears. She was never kidnapped or threatened, and the whole thing was an act. Mei sold herself to Cao for money a long time ago, and Cao acts inappropriately toward her in public. Hao pretends to fight, easily kicking Mao down, but then tells him to hurry up and get back up to keep fighting. Mao, encouraged, keeps fighting. Hao slams Mao into a metal bar, faking a finish, but purposely hits the metal bar instead. Mao seizes the chance, kicks Hao's leg repeatedly, and throws him into a barrel of oil, knocking him out. The audience is furious over the loss. Mei feels a stab of pain and kicks Cao in the groin when he tries to get intimate with her, causing him to slap her, and Mao feels sympathy for the defeated fighter. Mei appears, seeing Hao smile and instantly regretting her actions. Hao is hospitalized and recovering from leg surgery. Mei is heartbroken and speechless, unable to face him. Mei realizes she cannot lie to herself because she loves Lin and cannot keep manipulating Hao, who did everything to protect her. Hao receives a goodbye text from Go, who used the money to open a small store for his mother, assuring Hao he is the best brother in the world. Mei decides to leave forever to hide the truth and end her life by jumping off a building. Hao hears the screams, rushes out, but it's too late. Blaming Long and Cao, Hao violently attacks their hideout. When the assistant pulls a gun, Hao throws a knife into his throat, then restrains Long and takes some of his blood. Hao then chases Cao and throws a second knife, sending him to the floor. Hao restrains him, demanding to know why he hurt Mei. Cao denies it, claiming Mei was the one who sold Hao out to them for money. Hao threatens him, but Cao reveals that from their first meeting, Mei negotiated a 20% cut from every match to lure Hao into fighting. Hao is devastated and in denial. 2 police officers arrive to restrain him, knowing he would face life in prison and wanting to join Mei. Hao attacks Cao, but the officers shot him, finally finding peace. The forensic doctor is shocked to see tears flowing from Mei's eyes. He calls 2 older colleagues who are equally shocked and conclude her tears are a sign of deep regret and an apology to Hao. The narrator suggests fate reunites them in the afterlife, where they can be happy and won't have to lose themselves for money. And that's the end of the movie. Alright guys, as I promised, 5 random people will win prizes from our channel. All you have to do is like, subscribe, and comment "Done" down below. Don't miss your chance. Winners will be announced soon. Thank you everyone. Bye-bye.